Let's chat. Hey y'all, hey, Erica with Time to Shrink. Happy Monday, everybody. I wanted to check in and talk about how my no spend challenge is going and go over our meal plan for this week. I am all planned and shopped and ready to go for this week. So let me show you what my plan is, and I will share a little bit of the prep with y'all as well. So as always, I plan in this little notebook, meal planner. Love this little notebook, this traveler's journal with all my different notebooks in it. Before we go into the meal planning and meal prep, the no spend challenge went, depending on how you look at it, either went really well last week or off the chains horrible. Let me explain. Okay, so I have a very old van, but I was hoping to get another year or two out of it so that I could save enough to pay cash for a car, or at least a huge down payment on a car. Well, the good Lord laughed at those plans and my van went kaput, and fixing it was going to cost over $1,000 on a van that has 200,000 miles on it. And our repair guy is a really honest, great guy, and he was like, y'all, I just don't recommend spending the money on this. It's, you know, it's just done. So I spent a lot of last week car shopping, trying to get ideas of what we might want, and my husband is super busy, so I was trying to do all the legwork. Very luckily, Jason had the day off on Friday, so he went with me on Friday and we bought a car. But we ended up getting a really good deal on a Nissan Armada, and I love it. We got a really great deal, but I have a car payment now. My goal was to have a car payment that was under $400, so I did put down $12,000 on the car, and I plan to try and pay it off within the next 2 years. I financed it for 4, but I plan to pay it off within 2. So that put a little kink in the plans there, obviously, and I'd been trying to pay off a student loan, and I was trying to sock everything that I saved towards that student loan. Well, now we have a student loan and we have a car payment. But the really good news is our credit is like amazing, and our car loan is only 3.9%, which is actually a smaller percentage than the student loan. So I am still planning to pay off the student loan first. I have about $3,000 left on that. I'm going to still try to shoot as much as I can towards that. And I already was saving $400 a month towards the car, so that saving will just turn into a car payment instead of savings. As soon as I pay off the student loan, we'll start working on paying that off. So not ideal, but, and I'm sure people have different thoughts on this. Some people say you should never have a car payment. Many people say you should buy kind of a junker and, you know, just drive what you can afford to pay for outright. I have a little bit different opinion on that. I am all about paying down debt. I'm all about living a frugal type life, but I'm not wanting to live a cheap life, if that makes sense. We're in the car all the time, and I want to enjoy what I'm in. Also, with my fibromyalgia, it's a pretty big deal that it's a smooth ride, that it's super comfortable for me. So, you know, everybody makes different choices. This was the choice we made, and we're really happy with it. Okay, moving on. So that was where we spent a lot of money in this no spend month, but none of that was in the two spending freeze places are groceries and miscellaneous. Those are my two main budgets, and my plan was to not spend more than $50 a week on each of those, so $100 a week. And that is greatly reduced from our normal spending. And so far, we're doing really good with that. Last week, I did go over by like $10.51, so a negative $10.51 over that $100. So I'm gonna plan to take that out of this next week's and not spend the whole $50, so that I catch back up with that. That's my plan with that, and I think it's gonna work just fine. Let me show you real quick our plan, and then I'll show you grocery haul and a little bit of meal prep. Okay, y'all, so our plan for the week, Sunday was yesterday. We came in from out of town, so we had burgers and sausages that my husband did on the grill, and I had him do way more sausages than we would eat so that we would have them throughout the week. So that's part of meal prep already started. Monday, I was going to do Italian peppers and onions, marinara, and veggies. I'm going to make up some taco meat and meal prep on Monday also, and we'll have Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is leftovers of whatever we have from up here. Thursday, I plan to make some fathead pizzas. If I do not have the energy, that could turn into something else. Okay, so breakfast as per usual these days. I'm going to make a egg bake for my son. He likes to have these for breakfast. It's going to be egg and ham and cheese this week. I'm going to make an egg loaf for myself in prep, and I'll eat that, or I'll have yogurt. And then the other kids either don't eat breakfast or they'll have bars a little later in the morning. And I already meal prepped this stuff. I made peanut butter and jelly for the kids' lunches, and I made hard-boiled eggs. And then I'll eat either my egg loaf or hard-boiled eggs, deviled eggs, or leftovers. Then for prep, I'm going to make an egg loaf. I'm going to make another egg and ham bake. I made hard-boiled eggs and turned most of them into deviled eggs. I did that Sunday evening. And then I was going to make broccoli and cheese soup, or may do it tomorrow, but my Instant Pot is in use with the peppers and marinara sauce right now. And then kids' lunches, I've already prepped those. So that is the plan. And then we have a small little grocery list. I'm going to show you the grocery haul here now. All right, y'all, here's our little grocery haul for the week. This is from Publix. I got 1 loaf of bread for kids' sandwiches. This was $1.39. The cheese was buy one, get one free. Cinnamon checks and chocolate checks, buy one, get one free. Strawberries, buy one, get one free. Bacon, buy one, get one free. So all of these things were a really good deal. And then this, my heavy cream, never a good deal. It's $5, but it is worth it because it does not have the carrageenan that bothers my belly. So the total was $19.26, and it says we saved $10.88. So my goal is to spend less than $50 a week, and hopefully I won't have to go back later this week. I think we're good. So I'm going to bring you along today while I meal prep. So bacon going in the oven. I did a couple prep things yesterday, so I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I made yesterday. I did do hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. I did a dozen. The trick for Instant Pot eggs is all over Pinterest, but it's 5 minutes on manual pressure, then 5 minutes slow release, then you quick release it, take it out and dunk it into an ice water bath for 5 minutes, and then they peel beautifully. But you really have to watch your times. If you go over, they get overdone, and then the yellow part gets a little green. Not good. So really watch your time, but it's quick and efficient and easy, and the easiest peel ever. All right, so I already had my husband prep up sausages. This is a bunch of sausages, and he did those on the grill last night, so we'll have those to eat during the week. And then, all right, one hand Erica's not working. There we go. Deviled eggs. I made a dozen eggs. So this is 10 eggs that fit in here, and then 2 hard-boiled eggs are just in the fridge. I'm gonna prep some strawberries next. And then in this drawer, this is where I have my kids' lunches. I prepped kids' lunches, so these are all ready for them. Bacon is out of the oven and ready to go into the fridge. Y'all, next step in the prep, I'm gonna do some Italian sausage with onions and spaghetti sauce. It does not get much simpler than this. I'm throwing it all in the Instant Pot with some spices and stuff, and just gonna let it go. And then I will serve it on either hoagie rolls, and then plain for me. It's almost too simple to show, but it's what I'm making. So my husband bought the spaghetti sauce, and this must have been what was on sale. This has a much higher carb count than I would like, but I'm trying to sometimes incorporate a couple, like 1 day a week of a little bit higher carbs, just to like jolt my body a little bit. So I'll still have a little bit of this. And then this sausage is sausage from Costco. One is hot Italian and one is sweet Italian. I usually mix it up. I'm literally just gonna plop them in there. They're still a little bit frozen, but that's all right in the Instant Pot. Italian seasoning. I'm just gonna dump a bunch of that in there. This is a garlic and onion blend. It's kind of like a garlic powder blend. Just dump some of that in there. I also put about half a cup of water into the jar, one of these jars, and I throw that in when you use the Instant Pot, you just want to make sure that you have enough liquid, plus that gets all the rest of the goodies out of there. So this is 2 onions that I just did in slices, and I'm just going to dump all of this in here. You could serve this over noodles if you wanted instead. If you're doing keto like I am, then I suggest getting a marinara that has no added sugar. But today we are working with what we have because it is a pantry challenge. I'm gonna put the top on. Put your top on, put it on sealing. So we are gonna put it on manual, and then we are gonna adjust the time. We're gonna do 25 minutes. So get it to 25 and then just let it go. Now I'm gonna clean up now. That was kind of stupid easy. I don't know if it's even worth showing you, but that's what I'm doing for meal prep. I'm also just going to cook up some ground beef and add some taco seasoning to it and set that aside for Taco Tuesday, and that's really gonna be it. That's all I'm doing. I thought about making some broccoli cheese soup, but only have 1 Instant Pot. Every once in a while I have things that I want to do prep wise that would require an Instant Pot or a crock pot, but I only have 1, so I totally might buy another one when I find one on a good sale. I don't know, I might. That was our plan for this week, y'all. The plan, the meal plan, the grocery haul, all that jazz. I hope you got some motivation for prepping and planning. It really, really does help. The prep really, really helps the week just go so much more smoothly. But even more important than that, in my opinion, is the meal planning. It literally takes less than 5 minutes of my day. I usually do it on Saturday or Sunday, get the plan done, and then that takes the brain work, the thinking out of it for the rest of the week for me. But also it lets me know like what I'm going to make for prep, what we're going to have each night. I'm not like die-hard stringent to it. Sometimes I don't feel like making a certain something. I may be having a really bad pain day, or I may just not be feeling that food, so I'll pick something else one of the other nights and just rearrange, things like that. At the end of the week, if I have not made all the meals, I'll probably take that meal and move it to the following week since I already have the ingredients for it. So I'm not a real stickler, but having that plan in place and then doing some prep, even if it's not prep for the whole week, but just getting some of the prep done, it just, not only do those 2 steps save money, but they save time and they save sanity for busy family weeks. The weeknights are so busy because we've got all these kids' activities and everything. My husband's not home. He's a coach and he coaches 3 separate teams, so he's not around to help, and it's just crazy town. So having the prep is so helpful. If you work outside of the home or you work at home with small kids underfoot, any of that kind of stuff, just it's so crazy, and it's so helpful to have a plan and to do some of that prep work. I often do not feel like doing the prep work, y'all, but I'm always so glad that I did it. Sometimes I spread my prep work out over 2 or 3 days if I'm having hard pain days, but doing it always helps my life, always. So there's just my thoughts on that, y'all, and I will check back in with you next Monday, and we will chat about how this past week went and the planning for the next. Bye, y'all.